Hey now, and welcome down to KC Toy Reviews. We are here today with Zack Synders Justice League, Knightmare Batman, and Black Suit Superman. This is one very exciting set, and I know the community out there was absolutely ecstatic to have another chance to get a Knightmare Batman. And yes, this is the second version, and happy to report this is one absolutely fantastic set. So, as always, let's go ahead, fine comb those details, grip each other's hands, hold them tight, and dive right the hell goddamn in.
Ketchup bottle.
All right, so here we are with the Knightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman. And well, personally, I hate to admit it, but I was way more excited for the Knightmare Batman. And granted, I did have the first version of him, but I sold him off a while ago. I think I sold him for like $450 or $500, something wild at the time. And I was okay to wait a year or two without him in my collection just so I can get a new upgraded version. And well, in a pleasant way, there isn't much different, if anything, from the first version. But overall, it is very exciting to have a Knightmare Batman in all of our collections. There's a ton of reviews out there for this. I'm probably going to breeze through this a little faster than normal. But I did want to pull Batman forward as we kind of see Superman creeping out the corner, just sitting there in the back crying, why are you looking at Batman first? Well, that's because Batman's clearly cooler than Superman. I mean, in my opinion. And I do absolutely love Ben Affleck as Batman. Now, for starters in this shot, we want to note that these goggles things here, you can't put them up and you can't put them down. And not only that, you can take them straight off the head. So those are, quote-unquote, an accessory piece that we have there. The mouthpiece is removable, and we have two different mouths that you can put on there. So you got this little yelling one here. So you have this one yelling one that you could put on, and basically you just pull the mouth right off. It's pretty easy to get these on here. So you got this one here. La, 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 la. Oh! God damn it. And try that again. We have this second closed mouthpiece here, too, that we can put on there. Just kind of a little subtle, I'm Bruce Wayne underneath this mask. And just kind of to show off the, the chin system. I'm sorry. I'm so immature. It looks ridiculous with that hole right there. Just looks something out of like Brazzers or something right now. Hey, I'm Batman. You want to put something in my whole mouth right now? I'm going to blow the candles off your cake. All your cake candles belong to me. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm sorry, I'm out of control. Anyways, let's go ahead and put this piece on just so we can see how easy that is right there. And boopity-doopity-da. Boom, you got a yelling face. Ah! I'm Batman. I'm a scary son of a bitch. Yeah, that one's not that bad. This face, overall, the head sculpt is pretty spectacular. Articulation is super limited because it sits on a cowl, so it kind of moves all as one big stiff piece here. So not great on the articulation, but based off of what you're going to do with this guy, I think it's good enough, dare I say. And before we pull out of this shot, again, just take a look at several layers of contrast here. We have the kind of cloth scarf around his neck there. If you want, you can bring that up and put that into a bandana-ish mode. Pair that with the goggles, and it looks pretty badass. I'll probably do that in another shot. But you do have that bandana there. You have the leather straps that are holding not only the gun on the back, but the binoculars on the front. Who knows what's going to happen to those over time, especially depending on your climate. And then the beautiful suede jacket on this guy. Thank God that they did not go for a leather-ish jacket. I truly do think the material on this jacket is going to hold up for a long time. And as we make our way down, just incredible details. Nothing to gripe about too much, but the wrist here, it would have been cool if they put actual cloth around them. Like a similar cloth that was maybe on one of the Tusken Raiders. Kind of the way they did the hands on those. That would have been a really nice touch, but it looks good. But those are sculpted 3D gloves on there. But every part of the glove is indeed just a sculpted 3D printed piece. And then we kind of make our way over to the awesome tactical belt. It's very beefy, very, very chunky. And it just adds a lot of depth and layers to this guy because it's so big. It's not this thin little chintzy thing on him. It feels like an awesome tactical belt. And in my opinion, it's probably cheesy to say, but the pants are insane. I mean, the pants are so well crafted and tailored. I want to take these pants, blow them up, and put them on. That's right. I want to walk around town with this, probably without the gun. I'd probably get arrested if I had the gun on my belt, if I had the gun on my thigh like that. But the rest of it is freaking cool. The one thing that I always do gripe about, Hot Toys puts these brand new pants on these guys. I mean, we're in the Knightmare destroyed dark side world. And what did Batman find, like an army surplus store and has a brand new pair of pants? I mean, come on, let's get some dust in, a little bit of weather in on those pants. He's in the apocalyptic world. It makes no sense that he would have pristine pants on him. Anyways, we do have the cool little knee pads that are sewn right into the pants there, so that's awesome. If you want, you can take that gun in and out. That is basically an extra accessory. Nothing really special about the gun. Super lightweight, same thing. It looks like pristine on this thing, and the paint job is nothing to rave about, but it's awesome that they came with it. I'm not going to complain too much. Oh my God, almost knocked him over again. And then last but not least, these fabulous feet. We do have a split cut design down here, so articulation on the feet is pretty nice. You can kind of pivot and do whatever the hell you want with those. As we can see, they do look slightly weathered in my opinion. So I think overall the boots are nice. And all of this is indeed just hard plastic 3D printed. Nothing special with the boots. I've seen some Mandalorian boots come in recently where they actually have leather on them. And I'll have to say I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that because longevity is something that I look at when I'm buying my figure. And I could see right now with this guy, everything other than the straps that hold the gun and the binoculars will hold up for a long time. And before we move on to the Superman, we have this freaking awesome gun. We have the card that he has duct taped on here from the Joker. Next level details on this gun compared to the little pistol on him. There's actually some weathering in between the little lines here on the clip. We have the scarf piece that's tied around holding the leather strap. Tiny little metal pieces here. And just overall, this is one awesome looking weapon that adds a lot of posability options with this guy. So in the way of accessories, basically the binoculars, this gun, the pistol, and the goggles that were on his head. Now, onward to the Man of Steel himself, Henry Cavill. And well, wonk, wonk. It's just not doing it for me. I mean, I see the likeness there. The head sculpt of Henry Cavill, I mean, I see it. However, I struggle to see it. It's a little bit too skinny for me, and the definitions around the face just aren't there. I've seen third-party $20 to $30 head sculpts that look far better than this. Now, we do get this head sculpt, and then we also get this. Whoa, oh my God, look at how scary that is. I don't know why I always make it creepy. I don't know why he would sniff himself. That was just creepy. I apologize. Now, one thing to note about this head sculpt, it doesn't light up. I mean, Hot Toys is lighting everything up lately, and then we don't have this head sculpt. We don't have this head sculpt lighting up, so it's just strange that this one doesn't light up. Oh! I dropped it. But you do have the option, so there are two head sculpts that come with this guy. I'm not sure which one's better in my opinion. Something about this one's just kind of weird. He looks like way too scary for Superman. And then this one as a Henry Cavill head sculpt's just not doing it for me. Can I tell you a secret? Now, as far as the suit goes, I mean, I've owned Man of Steel before, and I knew this was going to be very similar. And with that said, expert craftsmanship. The way the cape tucks in up here is absolutely top-notch. Kind of a really heavy, sturdy band that fits really snug on the body. And then, of course, the Superman symbol, the way that's embroidered in there and sewn in is phenomenal. The suit itself, well, I mean, it's kind of the stereotypical definition of Hot Toys Man of Steel, Spider-Man-ish suits. So if you have any of those figures, you're going to be very familiar with it, but it is absolutely top notch as well. It hugs the body nice, and I think it shows appropriate definition and proportions of Henry Cavill. The one disappointment that I did see was the elbows are just single jointed. They are not double jointed elbows. And with a suit like this, you could pull off double jointed elbows. It might damage the suit. It might damage the suit in the long run, but just put it back to a museum pose and then not much to fear. Now, the cape, I mean, it's nothing to bust on too much, but the cape is very, very plain. I can almost see through it over here. I mean, I literally actually... Oh, he almost took a dive right there. Whoo, holy crap. Anyways, I can almost see through the cape over there. It's a very, very thin material, and the fact that it's black and I can see through it kind of just shows the quality of the cape. It's clearly not like a 2-layered cape. It's a very simple, silky-ish cloth cape. We do have a wire that runs right from the shoulders all the way down, come around downtown, down right there, up right downtown, right to here. So it basically goes all around downtown, up and down, left and right, and you got a wire throughout this entire cape, which is fantastic because there are a lot of capes there that basically will have a wire. It'll come to here and just stop, and then you won't have anything on the bottom. And then So Toys has a wire that'll go up to here and just stop like right here and have no wire kind of up to the shoulder. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that choice. But this cape does have a wire that goes throughout the entire thing, so posability is going to be absolutely endless. And then as far as articulation and the ankles, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal the way they've kind of got this around here. I've seen a lot of figures recently where the ankle really bunches up and it just looks horrible. Hot Toys has nailed it on this thing, plus added great articulation underneath. I see almost a little bit of bunching here, but I feel like we can kind of... so good articulation down here below, and same thing, just looks really nice. And then you kind of have these printed plastic-ish lines that go throughout the suit and just looks really, really nice. Kind of awkward. It's almost like I'm zooming in on Superman's crotch there. Why don't we call this Super Crotch? And actually, speaking of crotch, not that we're going to have a big conversation about crotches, but the waist is something that you got to be very careful of. You do have a dynamic flight stand on this, and wow, that's cool too. I didn't really notice. Look at the nice details on that kind of silver piece around the waist there. But my old Man of Steel, the flight grabber on the waist here, actually started to pull these things off over time. So be very, very careful with the waist grabber with this guy, especially with all these nice little lines over here. Over time, like I said, it can almost stick to it and rip those things off. So be careful. Whoa. Look at that butt there, too. We got Superman's ass in our face. And Superman doesn't come with, like, any accessories other than these hands. The hands are very nicely detailed. I don't know. I figured I'd show these hands off because they are pretty... Wait a minute. I do see batteries in there. Does that face light up? Huh. I see batteries. Anyways, maybe I'm totally wrong and that face does light up. I'm going to try to look again right now. It doesn't look like there's a spot for batteries. I don't know. I'm a lazy piece of crap. I have no idea what these batteries are for. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments below because I'm too lazy to even Google what the hell these batteries are for. Anyways, back to these detailed hands. You have 3 nice pairs that come with it here, and this is pretty much the extent of Superman's accessories. And there we have it. Knightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman from Justice League. More specifically, Zack Synders Justice League, not that piece of crap, garbage, fart fire Josh Whedon version, but instead the absolutely awesome Zack Snyder version. And as I've mentioned a couple times, these two are going to be very rare because we will no longer see Ben Affleck or Henry Cavill in these roles. So my guess is these will indeed go up in price over time. And as I mentioned, there's 100 reviews out there, so I'm going to try to wrap this up pretty quickly as they spin in front of us. For starters, both pieces are absolutely amazing. Batman in particular is the star of the show in my opinion. However, fans of Superman will absolutely love this piece as well. To get a black suit Superman in this high of quality nowadays is going to be extremely rare. I can think of a couple third-party studios out there that have done some phenomenal jobs like SSR Studio, which in my opinion is actually better than this due to the body and the tailoring they use, but that all falls down to personal preference. And it also is worth noting that I totally forgot to mention that the Batman trench coat also has a wire that comes around downtown right down, up around down, come around downtown, from the bottom down, up around, and back around. So basically you got a wire up and down around everywhere on both of these guys, both the trench coat and the cape. So they've done a phenomenal job adding the wires, which really ups the game in posability and what you can do with these guys as far as photography. The suit, the material, the tailoring, everything on these guys is absolutely top notch. I could have went for cloth bandanas wrapped around Batman's gloves. However, it still looks amazing and it's just a total minor gripe. I think as this spins in front of me, the only thing that I think is the downfall is Henry Cavill's head sculpt. I am very particular on head sculpts, and that just doesn't do it for me as far as Henry Cavill, especially like I said, I've seen third-party $20 to $30 head sculpts that look better than this thing. And then lastly, we had the two beautiful included stands. They might cause some space issues inside of your DTOF, but if it works for you, then great, because they are very high quality. Just be careful with how you pose Superman, because that dynamic stand will 100% damage the suit. I've had it happen in the past on my Man of Steel, and it's something to just look out for. I would probably put them on a crotch grabber if you have an extra one somewhere. So, with all that said, as far as a score on these guys, I mean, I'm going to score them together. This is a 2-pack. I'm going to look at this as one, and honestly, the quality is very similar on both of them. The only thing we really can knock on again is the head sculpt on the Superman body, but some people might like it, and that's great. So ultimately, with that said, I think this piece, what's coming to mind as far as a score, is a 9.1 out of 10. I mean, as I see Batman spin in front of me, that is nearly a flawless piece. There's not much else you can do to that thing, other than some minor things that I've mentioned throughout the video, but it is nearly a picture-perfect piece, not to mention a rare piece at that. Knightmare Batman is awesome to have on our shelves, and I think he stands out amongst all your other Batman. And if you are a Batman fan, I would say it is a must-have piece. And with a 9.1 out of 10, both of these are highly recommended, especially at their current price point, which is right around $500. I mean, you cannot go wrong at $250 a piece, because when this thing sells out, you will not have the opportunity ever again to get Knightmare Batman or Black Suit Superman from Hot Toys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here today at KC Toys with the awesome Knightmare Batman Black Suit Superman set by Hot Toys. And as I mentioned, Batman is going to end up being one of the centerpieces of everybody's collection once this is on your shelf. Too bad we're never going to see these guys again on screen, but we have them now on our shelves for the rest of our lives. As I've mentioned, highly recommended. Go out there and get them. toysbuyinagent.com, link below. And I probably don't say it enough, but please click that like button, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. KC Toy out. Ship it! Oh.